Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with another TBR video for another readathon that takes place during the same time as Tome Topple. So hopefully I will be able to do both of these. I don't know, I might be overdoing it a little bit. It is summer vacation for my kids. I don't have a whole lot to do other than clean my house, and one of my Tome Topple books is a very long audiobook, so hopefully that'll give me the motivation to clean. So I will be able to read in my downtime. So the readathon that I'm going to be doing is the Read-Eh-Thon, which is the Canadian readathon, which starts on July 1st, which is Canada Day, and ends on July 8th. So it's a week-long readathon. There's 5 challenges. The first challenge is to read a book with red on the cover. The second one is to read a book with A in the title. The third is to read a book by a female Canadian author. The fourth is to read a book by an Indigenous author. And the fifth is to read a book in a province that you've never been to before. So I have picked 5 books out for this readathon. The first book is my book that has red on the cover, and that is The Wandering Fire by Guy Gabriel Kay. This is the only book by a Canadian author that I could find on my shelf that had red on the cover. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be a book by a Canadian author, but I'm sticking to Canadian authors for this readathon for obvious reasons. And yeah, so there's a little red alicorn and some red from her ring. So yeah, hopefully I will enjoy this book. It's not very long, it's not a very big book, so I'm hoping it flies by for me and I enjoy it more than I enjoyed the first one in the series. And Guy Gabriel Kay lives in Toronto, so he is a Canadian author. As for my book with A in the cover, obviously this one has like the in the cover, so it has an E and an H, as do 3 of the other books. So I'm covered for the A in the cover. I don't have one that has E and H beside each other, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Not much I can do about it. So for the challenge to read a female Canadian author, I've picked The Home for Unwanted Girls by Joanna Goodman. This is a book that takes place in Quebec, which I've been to, so I can't use it for the challenge for a province I haven't been to. However, it is like based on a true story. It is about some orphan girls in Quebec that are sent to an orphanage and just like how they're treated there, and it sounds really good, and I've been wanting to read it, and it's like really hyped up this year, so I'm hoping I'll enjoy it. It's historical fiction, so I enjoy some historical fiction. It's been a while since I've read it, so I'm kind of really looking forward to this one. But Joanna Goodman is a Canadian author, so she's my female Canadian author that I've decided to go with for the readathon. And if for some reason that I don't get The Home for Unwanted Children read, I also have The Virgin Cure by Amy McKay, which is another female Canadian author. So I will be trying to read this one as well. This is a historical fiction as well, and it follows a girl who is sent to a brothel. It sounds like it's probably going to be like horrible circumstances, but it sounds really interesting. It does takes place in the 1870s in New York, so it should be pretty interesting. It doesn't take place in Canada, unfortunately, but it is a Canadian author, so I don't have a whole lot of Canadian authors on my shelves. It's really unfortunate. At least I don't have a lot that I haven't read, so it's probably just like my Canadian authors are really disproportionate to all the other authors that I have, because, you know, I just pick up what I want to read, and I don't really look at the nationality of authors, so I'm just going with what I can find. So for my book by an Indigenous author, I'm planning on picking up The Marrow-Thieves by Cherry Demalime. I'm not sure how to say her name, I'm sorry. But she is an Indigenous author, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. It was part of Canada's Reads. It was part of Canada Reads this year, so I've been wanting to pick it up, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I was waiting for a copy from the library, but it's taking forever because they only have one copy and everyone else wants to read it too. So I'm just going to go out and pick up my own copy of it, and hopefully I will enjoy it. It's a dystopian about Indigenous people who basically are harvested for their bone marrow, because nobody can dream anymore, and the only thing that can help you dream again is the bone marrow from Indigenous people. So basically they're harvested for that. So it sounds really creepy, and I'm looking forward to reading it, and hopefully I will enjoy it. And the final book for the challenge for a book that takes place in a province that you've never been to, doesn't exactly take place in a province, it takes place in the coast off of a province, and that is Company Town by Madeline Ashby. This was a Canada Reads book, I think, last year. So someone gifted this to me, so I'm really looking forward to reading it. It's a science fiction. It takes place off of the coast of Newfoundland, which I haven't been to. I've only been to Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, and PEI, and then I live in New Brunswick. So I've been to 5 provinces. I haven't gone very far west, and I haven't gone to Newfoundland because it's really hard to get to. But this is a science fiction about a world where people get genetically enhanced a lot, and our main character that we follow is not genetically enhanced, but she is in her peak physical condition, and she's a bodyguard to the United Sex Workers of Canada. So it sounds like a really interesting book, and it's highly recommended, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. So hopefully I will get this read because I've been wanting to read it, and every time I look at it I'm like, I need to read that, and then I don't pick it up. So yeah, hopefully I will read it. So these are 4 of the 5 books that I'm planning on reading during the Read-A-Thon, during the week of from July 1st to July 8th. I am hoping that I will be able to get this done along with Tome Topple. If I only get 2 of my Tome Topple books read, I will be happy because, you know, that's a lot of reading plus this. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Let me know down below if you're planning on participating and what you're planning on reading, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!